Okay, so part two in making the wine, the way I like to do it is I don't like to go straight from a primary into bottle. Some people do, but I like to actually rack it off into a secondary, and I rely entirely on settling clarification. I don't like to use, flocking agents or stuff. I have them, why use them if you don't have to, right? But so here's my peach wine, my blackberry wine. Been a little over a week. They're done fermenting, or they're done fermenting aggressively anyway. But doing the secondary Carboy definitely gives you a little bit more comfort too that they're done. The yeast is dead. You have to worry about an active ferment starting back up in your bottles, and so this way I don't have to use any sort of sterilizing agents either to kill off the yeast. So anyway, you can see they both got a pretty thick cake at the bottom, about a third of the bottle, and the big part of that's because of the pulp. Maybe if I had used the pectic enzyme, it would have broken that pulp down more. I don't know, but I'm actually going to transfer a little bit of that pulp into the secondary, just to try to get the liquid that is, it's not a solid cake. There's still wine that's down here in it, but I want to get most of the pulp out, just to help kind of settle things down and to try to help it compact and settle that, get the wine out of it. So anyway, got these set up. Got all my equipment sterilized, so I'm going to rack it off from here into the secondary. I'm going to do one at a time, so I'll do the peach wine first probably, and then I'll rinse that jug out real good, and then I'll use it for the new jug to put the blackberry wine into. Along the way, I'll take a quick little sample, and I'll check the gravity on each one, and I'll let you know what they say. Okay, so for the peach wine, my hydrometer here is saying that we are basically at 1.000, if I can get it to stop sticking to the side of the tube there. Give it a little bounce, and it's settling in right on 1.000, which, if we spin that around on the potential alcohol scale, of course, it's going to be 0.0. So that tells me now that every bit of sugar that was in this that could be fermented has been fermented. Now, I don't remember from the original, but I want to say the starting gravity is about 5.5. I'll have to check it here, which means that this should be a 5.5% alcohol blend. So you can see I went ahead and racked it off into the secondary. So here's my secondary. Got a good little bit of pulp that I sucked up there at the bottom, and this is all that's left in the bottom of the old one. There's this little bit of layer of clear fluid that I just couldn't seem to get off the top of it. If I tried to, put my siphon tube further down into the pulp to get that clear layer, I just got more pulp and never could get that clear layer. So sacrificial, but by the time it's all said and done, hopefully I'll still get about 3/5 out of this, probably 3.5. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this one out. Rinse it out, rinse out my siphon tube because it's still got some wine in it. You can see it's stuck down there in the bottom of the racking cane. Yeah, get all that dumped out, rinsed out, and then I'll do the blackberry. Alright, so here's the blackberry wine. Again, you can see the hydrometer says 1.000, so it's going to be 0% alcohol, or 0% potential alcohol, which means that every bit of this is also fermented. And I believe when I set it up it was 9.5%. So yeah, should be a nice little, have a nice little zip to it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this one racked over into the secondary and get things cleaned up.